Good morning, everyone. Morning. Make sure we get this right. There we go. Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. I hope you're all good, awesome, well, fantastic Friday, as it is. Morning to Melinda, Jeff, Deb, Alison, Andrew, Chris, Brendan, Facebook user. Morning to you guys. How are you today? Fabulous Friday. Good to see everyone aligned today. Do the quick intros while things are getting a little bit warmed up. Most of you know my name, but if you don't, that's it right there on the screen. Jason Whitten, been property investing well over 20 years, helping property investors across Australia and New Zealand buy, keep their properties. Well, try and keep their properties. Today I'm going to talk about someone who didn't keep their property, didn't talk to their coach. Cost them $300,000. We're going to have a bit of a chat today. Might be a little bit of a grown-up chat, so strap yourself in, folks. Morning, Belinda, Luke, James. Great to see all of you guys on this morning. Fantastic to have you here. Looks like the internet's playing up a little bit of jiggery-pokery, but let me know if it's still coming through okay. Sometimes the internet and the tech don't behave. There you go. Hey, listen, I want to have a bit of a chat to you guys about a large amount of fear and uncertainty out there in the property marketplace, the property landscape right now. And the media is having a field day. Loving it. Getting clicks everywhere, making sure that their banner ads in their online newspapers and systems are earning their advertising dollars, getting people's attention, scaring the crikey out of people. It's doing its job at the moment. Hey, tell me in the chat, what are you or a lot of people who are interested in real estate at the moment? What's the big four things right now that's on people's mind and maybe causing some uncertainty, some trepidation, some fear out there in the marketplace? Tell me in the chat right now, what's on your radar? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? And we're going to talk about a few of them today, a couple of them today. But let's have a little talk about these things. Interest rate rises. Yeah. Yep, that one's out there for sure. And Jay, thank you. Any others, folks? Any others on your mind out there? We've got interest rate rises. Yep. Tell me. Anything else in the chat? Morning. Menu. I'm just going to try and find something here. Waiting for you guys to put something in the chat for me. But tell me, what else? What else is concerning you? Yeah, Alison's on it. Fixing rents. Yeah, the old rental freezers. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. What else? Anything else? Yeah. Yes, a bit of a joke indeed. All right, well, let's have a little look at this. Population growth. Yeah, house price drops, Deirdre. Boom. There's the big four. And the Queensland land tax. There it is, Chris. Awesome. All right, good to see. Well, we've got four things on our radar at the moment, and the media's having a great field day on it. And, you know, we've talked about these on and off once or twice or 3 times or 20 times, team. But let's have a bit of a chat about them today. Let's have a little look at what's going on. Land tax. Chris said that one there. Capping superannuation, not meant for wealth. Yeah, Alison, that's why I believe that you should manage your own super rather than have some other maniac in charge of it. Hey, let's go back for 1 second. What is the number one predator risk absolute maniac that we need to understand against financial wellness, financial freedom, financial wealth. What's the number one maniac in the marketplace that destroys more wealth than you can possibly imagine? Tell me. Yeah, boom, Bradley. The government and more, yes, indeed, and more specific, politicians. This is what drives me insane, right? You've got some lunatics who are 3 years old, hardly even out of university, calling for 2-year rent freezes for political grandstanding, and unfortunately, they've got some leverage within the government. You know, they probably still live at home with their mums and dads. You know, they probably don't even own a house. It drives me insane. Political loonies, all right? You know, and at the end of the day, I'm not about, you know, judging for people's political positions, but shit, man, you know, you get what you vote for or don't vote for, you know. Anyway, there you go. But that's it for me. But today, you know, I don't care which of the politicians are in. They're all loonies. They all mess with your and my financial freedom. They're maniacs, I'm telling you. And for all of us, we need to understand that the marketplace, you know, other forces are really easy and simple to understand. But politicians, lunatics. But anyway, let's get into it. Land tax. We have land tax conversations going on. Now, listen, we've chatted about why this land tax issue is not a major issue. It's not the end of the world. It's something we can absolutely 100% manage as property investors, folks. So, you know, this is about how you own things in different entities, how you can own them in different names, different states, how you buy things, the threshold. Like, tell me this, right? So, some of you guys know we just launched a cool little deal up in Brisbane, right? $500,000, really nice properties. And these ones are apartments. We've got lots of houses up there, some townhouses as well. We do it in Melbourne. That's what we do. We're a buyer's agency, investors agency, have been for over 20 years. Tell me, what is the land value? What's the land value of a $600,000 two-bedroom apartment in Brisbane? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. This is really interesting because many of us don't understand this land tax thing. It's blown up more than it is. I'm actually creating a land tax calculator for you folks so we can put this one to bed. You can get rid of the fear, which fear comes from not knowing. Boom, 300K. All right, anyone else? 200, 150. Keep going. All right. The rateable land value of a $600,000 two-bedroom apartment in Brisbane, folks, is $32,000. All right, tell me how much land tax you're going to pay on 32 grand, folks. About $12. So, you know, listen, yes, those loonies are doing a grotty, disgusting grab. I think it's going to affect some of the supply chain and make it worse in Brisbane. So it's actually going to be worse for their marketplace. I think the prices will still go up. I know the rents will still go through the bloody roof up in Brisbane, or in Queensland. So I'm not concerned, and nor should you be. However, you need to understand, yes, there is a land tax grotty cash grab, but what is it? What's the true value here, right? So if you owned an apartment in Melbourne and you owned an apartment in Brisbane, your land value is 2/5 of bugger all, but your total wealth value, your total wealth creation income value is significant, folks. All right? And many of you have heard me talk about this before, like, you know, why I'm a fan. Yeah, it's completely unethical. You're dead right, Alison. I don't know how they can take a state land tax, a state tax, and then push it across state borders. Yeah. I believe it'll cost them more in complexity than the money that they'll make. Anyway, and they'll lose the attention of the marketplace. The marketplace will just go to places like Melbourne or Perth or other places. Anyway, but, you know, all of us know that Brisbane's still a fantastic place to buy coming up to the Olympics, etc. We talked about that the other day. Anyway, I need to concentrate today because I won't finish my Wealth Coffee chat if I don't. Listen, this land tax issue is not an issue if you actually understand the details of the issue for you as a cost, right? As a cost. Is it an issue from a political point of view? Yes, they're loonies. Really annoys me, right? Also, that's why I'm quite a fan. I'm actually a big fan. I've told you guys I own more than 60% of my portfolio are in medium density properties because of this stuff. Land tax is less in the future and the income profile is better and the locations are better. Anyway, that's just my style of building my property portfolio. It doesn't mean it has to be yours. Land tax. For me, it's an issue, right? It's an issue, but we've got it covered. Okay, we've got it covered. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about these rent freezes. These rent freezes. Well, I mean, 2 years is not that long. However, in right now, they've got to get it through. This is political grandstanding. There's a long way between talking it up and actually freezing the rent. Now, there is already stuff in place at a state level already underway. So you can't raise the rent, you know, in under 12 months. You can only put the rent up every 12 months in Queensland right now. So, you know, this is not something to worry about per se. And even if they do get something through by a miracle, which I don't think they will, 2 years is not that long. It's not really 2 years. It's actually 1 year. So you've got it now. You have to wait this year, next year, and the year after you're good to go. Listen, I don't think it's a major issue. Again, it's fear and political grandstanding. And to be honest, you know, it's the conversation we need to understand is why we as property investors are apathetic about, you know, I won't put my rents up when I know I should. Okay? So for all of us, it's probably just a reminder to continue to put our rents up at the appropriate time to get ahead of maniacs like this. I don't think that's a real issue right now. From what I can tell, already the real estate institutes in each of the states are doing something to this effect in one way, shape, or form. I think it's some political grandstanding, personally. All right, let's have a look at this one. Australia's house prices take the biggest dive in 40 years. So tell me in the chat. Yeah, if they freeze interest rates as well. Yeah, it's complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Anyway, you know what's going on? It's an opportunity for political maneuvering and getting attention. It disgusts me, right? And I can see so many ads on Facebook and all this sort of stuff from the politicians. Are they out there running our friggin' country, or are they just, you know, running around trying to get attention with stupid ideas? Go and get some jobs going, you idiot. Get some people into the country so we can get this, you know, get this shit on the road. You know, we're desperate for people. We're desperate for, you know, people to build our houses and go to work and stuff like that. What are they doing? They caused the damn problem in the first place by giving away money like drunken sailors, and they're still doing it right now, giving away money all over the place. Anyway, I'm fired up. Look, this house prices. Tell me in the chat. Yeah, tell me in the chat right now. Biggest dive in 40 years. How much has it gone down as a percentage? Put it in the chat for me. Put it in the chat. Yep. That's right, Alison. Yeah, they're tosses. Anyway, we can manage around them, Alison, is what I'm saying. Bradley. You're good for our economy, Bradley. Drunken sailors. Yeah. Yeah, it's like 2%. I mean, get over yourself. Like, it's 2%. Like, or whatever it is here. Look at this. 2% here. You know, And still, on average, across the country, it's up anyway. And the total return, I mean, come on. This is bullshit, right? 40 years biggest dive. That's actually a lie, by the way. Just so you guys know, go back and have a look at Andrew Wilson's market update not so long ago. We actually had a 5% decrease in 2019 with the APRA malarkey. Actually, it's our biggest decrease in house prices ever, median or average or whatever it is. Go and check it out. So they don't know what they're talking about. How's this stuff? Like, they can lie or be completely, wrong about their headline. It's bloody crazy. It gives me the shits. Anyway, 2019 was worse, folks. It was worse. Australia's biggest house price in 40 years. What bullshit. Anyway, let's face it. After the biggest capital growth run we've had in over 20 years, things are settling down. And yes, interest rates have gone up. They've gone up from 2% and they're going to go to 5%, folks. And 5% is still extremely inexpensive money. I couldn't find my chart in time before starting today. But anyway, you guys know this. 5% is not expensive money, folks. 5% makes things work. I'm actually happy with 5% because it balances the market out. You know what's happened in rents for 11 years? For 11 years, rents went down according to inflation-adjusted prices. Rates are still at the long-term average, right? Who I do feel for are people who bought in, the last 6 months, just at the end of 2021, at the highest house price and at the lowest interest rate. Those people are going to be affected the most, okay? But, for those of us who bought in 2019 and 18 and, even in 2020, it's fine. It's fine. So the point of today, and I want to get onto a story here. Check this out. Somebody, I think, can't remember who posted this in mentoring the other day. Check out this. Ireland did this to the landlords. How many people in Ireland? I think there's 40 million or something. Anyway, I don't know if this is accurate. I should have checked it. But, if there's 40 million people in Ireland, and there's only 716 homes available to rent in the entire country, Australia should, pull its head out of its behind and have a little look at this, folks. Seriously. Anyway, I might check if that's true or not. Somebody posted it. I grabbed it. I want to tell you a story. So in 2019, APRA came along and, there was some uncertainty in the marketplace. Who remembers the time, in 2018, 19, there was about political change. There was all this talk about getting rid of negative gearing, the APRA squeeze about finance and all this sort of stuff. Listen, Brendan, I think the challenge for us all, and listen to this story. Stick with us in this story right now, Brendan. Because, there is always some short-term effects, Brendan. Always. This is what happens. Stuff goes on, everyone's worried about negative gearing getting chopped and then they get scared and they run away. Brendan, your job is to go the distance as a property investor. If you want the outcome, you guys have heard me say this countless times. It's 15 to 20 years. And what happens this year, in 20 years' time, is going to be, let's face it, completely irrelevant to your wealth. But if you do something that is counterproductive to your goal of 20 years ownership of this real estate, it's going to have a major impact. Anyway, I'll quickly tell you the story because I'm over today. I ranted a bit too long. Had an investor. We helped them buy a property in a place called Fletcher up at Newcastle. That's the price of the land. They built a house, and they built a house for $485,000. Okay, $485,000 all up. That was the price of the package and bits and pieces. Let me get it right here. $468. Sorry. So All up, $468,000 in 2014. They completed it in 2015. And so what happened in 2019, they're in our mentoring program, much like you guys, much like many of you guys in our mentoring and coaching program. You know, they invested in their education. They got some assistance. They found some deals. They got themselves organized. And then, you know, they drifted away. They didn't reach out to their coach. They didn't come to the mentoring nights. You know, we put on 2 mentoring nights a month. You can have as many one-on-one meetings with your coach as you want. An experienced coach who has access to, you know, over 50 industry experts at their fingertips on your behalf. You know, we've done over 10,000 property deals, folks. 10,000, you know. There's nothing we haven't seen in the residential space in the last 25 years. We know how to help you navigate tough times, rubbish times, great times, interesting times. We know how to do it. We've done it, right? And this always sort of frustrates me. Like it just, so, you know, and this guy, we had a chat to him just recently, and, you know, he's taken 100% full responsibility on this. So, you know, what happened in 2019? You know, the politics, you know, get rid of negative gearing. Negative gearing gotten rid of. He came off of interest only and went on to principal and interest, right? There. You know, he was worried about, you know, the market crash. There was all this stuff about the market crash is coming. Market crash, right? So what kicked in? Fear. And he sold the property, scared and afraid, because the property had kicked into negative cash flow. You know, he wasn't claiming his PAYG tax deductions weekly, fortnightly, or monthly like he was told to, like he was coached to. It kicked into principal and interest. He didn't go and refinance and get it interest only with another lender like he knew he should. He didn't reach out to his coach. He didn't ask for help when, you know, things got tough. Fear got hold of him, and he sold his property in 2019 for a small gain, but really that wasn't much of a gain. As you go, hey, we've got a spammer. Julia, which is probably not your real name. Piss off. There you go. Anyway, there you go. So he sold his property in 2019. 2019, sold the property because of fear, the crash, etc. So what's happened? Tell me, folks, in the chat. I'll finalize this because I know we've gone over today. What happened since 2019? Have a guess what his property's worth today. What his property's worth today. Bought it in 2014, you know, and what do we say? We take, property takes time, 15 to 20 years, right? Okay. Boom. Check it out. $845,000, folks. $845,000 today. We checked in. There you go. 750, bit more than that, Brendan. $845,000. All right. Folks, if you're still with me right now on the chat, seriously, these things that are going on, right? It's noise. You have to make sure none of this takes you off track for your long-term goal. All right? Like, seriously, listen to me. You started this thing. You want to be a property investor. This is normal. This will never stop happening, by the way, folks. It will never stop happening, this lunacy that's out there in the marketplace. You need to stop paying attention to it. You need to stop paying attention to it. If it's challenging, get some coaching. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. If you're scared or you're worried or you reach out to your coach, connect with other investors who have, you know, a bigger picture in mind. This tax thing will wash over. You know, this biggest drop in 40 years will turn into capital growth. This rent freeze thing will be gone. We'll have some growth and some rent go up in the next little bit, the next 3 to 5 years. Don't be sitting there in 3 or 5 years' time, you know, after, you know, scaring the pants off yourself because you listen to rubbish in the media and then go, oh, you know, I wish I would have kept that property. Because like there's so many people I've met who wish they would have kept that property, you know? Anyway, there you go. There's a lesson, and it's an expensive lesson. It's a painful lesson, folks. Right now, there's absolutely some uncertainty. Right now, there's some facts of the matter. You know, if your property's costing you money, you need to make sure you manage that cash flow well, you know, rearrange it, reach out to your coach. That's just function. That's just function. You know, get a better interest rate, put it on interest only, put the rents up. Look, that's function. That is not fear. You don't react in fear. You react with function and fact and fix it. Sort it out. You don't just run away and sell the thing. Makes me sad because the effort, the mental and emotional effort to get to, you know, buying a property, folks, is immense. Is immense for a lot of people. And I want to see you succeed. I do. I want to see you succeed. That's why I do this stuff in the morning. Let's be honest. Like, I want you to go the distance. It takes time, and I want you to hang out with people who want to help you get there. Anyway, there you go. All right, I better stop ranting. Friday rant. Folks, listen, if you're there, you're concerned, you're worried, reach out. That's what coaches are for. That's what our community is for. Yeah. Boom, the triple F. Dib. Love it. All right, folks, that's it. Wealth Coffee Chat done. A couple of long ones today. You guys be awesome and well. Fenton is still on holiday, and good on him, over in some island somewhere. So we won't be doing Wealth, Wine and Wisdom this afternoon, folks. But when he's back, we'll be back at it. So he's having a couple of weeks off, so he's earned it. Well done. All right, folks, you be good, be well, and join me next week, Monday. We'll have another Wealth Coffee Chat. Till then, remember, buy well, never sell. This thing's a marathon, not a sprint. Ta-da. All right, folks, bye-bye. You have a good weekend.